Welcome back to the Money Hungry Mama. I am so excited because I have Jessi here today. Jessi, take it away.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jessi. I have a little business that I just started up less than a year ago called LML Beads. I'm a mom to three boys, 4.5, 3, and almost 1 year old. And so it has been a long 5 years of just being a mommy. And now I get to be a little bit more than that. I make silicone beaded accessories. It started as wristlet keychains and pacifier clips and rattles, and it's expanded to teacher lanyards, bookmarks, bag charms, and my new favorite thing are mini ear clips that you can bring into the parks to clip your mini ears onto your purses. So,
Cute. How cute, especially because we are a big Disney family over here. How
yes, big Disney mom here.
I love it. Okay, so Jessi, tell us what made you turn this into a business?
So it started back in last September
Mhm.
when I started bringing two out of three of my boys to preschool together. And I had at the time a 4 month old, or no, I'm sorry, a 3 month old. And I could not figure out the best way to carry Mac into school while trying to also wrangle Luke and Logan. And I wanted a wristlet keychain to put my keys on my wrist. And I went onto Etsy and found somebody who made them. And we were going back and forth trying to come up with something. And I just didn't like what she was coming up with. And I was like, can I do this myself? And so a YouTube video and an Amazon overnight delivery turned into a wristlet keychain and then a pacifier clip and then a rattle. And then as I was making them for friends, then it was like, you should sell these. And I kind of just wanted to give them away.
Yeah.
But um, eventually I was like, you know what? I could sell these because I don't see anybody else selling these. So it just slowly turned from word of mouth to vendor events and pop up. And now I just have this amazing community of small business moms. And I get to be acknowledged for my creativity and something more than just my three cute little boys.
Oh my gosh, that is so sweet. That is so sweet. I love how, that's something that I hear a lot. It's the family and friends that are like, you should sell this. You should do this. Like, I love the push because they saw something in what you were making too. That must feel really good.
Yes. Yeah, I always joke that like once I had children, when I would like go to my parents' house, it wasn't, oh, Jesse's here. It's, oh, our grandkids are here and Jesse, you're here too.
Yeah.
And now I get to walk into a building and Jesse's here again. And I think that's a really awesome part of getting to do what I do, where I'm blessed and fortunate enough where it's not always about the money, but it's nice to be wanted and needed and have a creative outlet that people acknowledge you for and like you for and
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we haven't talked about that yet on here. And I think that's a beautiful thing that you just brought up. Like when you go to your grandparents' house, the grandparents' house, and it's like, oh, the kids are here. Oh, you're here too. Oh, I feel
Yeah.
that, like my soul. You know what I mean? That's a very common feeling. And it's
You
really
lose your identity when you become a mom
yeah.
sometimes because you
Yeah.
just become a mom. And I didn't realize for almost 5 whole years that I was just Luke and Logan's mom, and then Luke, Logan, and Mac's mom. And now I get to be their mom, but I also get to be LML Beads. So it's
Yeah.
really cool.
No,
Yeah.
for sure. I could take a guess on LML.
Luke, Mac, and Logan. Just couldn't do LLM because that would be a little silly. But yeah, my girlfriend actually came up with it. One of my best friends, she was the one we were like trying to think of something, and she just messaged me and she was like, "Duh, LML beads." And as easy and basic as it was, it is truly it's the perfect fit for this little thing that could.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, like, I love hearing you talk about this, especially because you're newer, right? Like you're in your first
Uh-huh.
year of doing this
Yeah.
business. And I I love what you're saying that I feel many moms feel like they've lost themselves in motherhood. I think that's a common thread that I've had many conversations with friends with. And to find a space where you're you again, where you're being creative, where you can go out and put your work into the, your hard work into out there for people to buy. Like I think that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, and I was listening to Stina's podcast, and she was talking about the babes in business and the networking, and it sounds so almost like juvenile, but it's not even about networking. It's about like making I've made so many friends because we have a common interest.
Mhm.
We we don't want to have to go back to work every single day.
You can't.
So most of us want to be home with our kids as often as we can, but we also want to work and want to be seen outside of our home. And and so yeah, it's really kind of cool that my networking has just it's not networking because I'm trying to build my business. I'm networking because I'm trying to build a community. And I think that's what you're kind of doing too, is you like by sending your mom to me.
I love it.
Your sweet mom came to me and it was yeah, it's building this community of other moms because we get it.
No,
We all
100%.
get
And
it.
what she's talking about, so we had a vendor event, the biggest vendor event I've ever been a part of. Honestly, it was the most I've ever made at a vendor event. I walked away like, how the heck did I make this much money? And now I don't think I can ever do another vendor event because I'm like, I'll never make this again. So
No, yeah,
I had just come up with this idea, and most of you listening at this point have probably listened to a couple of episodes knowing that this happened within a month. Like, it was like, I'm going to do this to the first episode launching. And in that time, I had this vendor event, and my mom had come with me, and she was like, "What do you want me to do?" I was like, "Mom, we need to find moms." And she was like, "I'll look around." And so my mom
yeah,
went to all these incredible vendors and was like, "Are you a mom?" I don't even know what question she's asked, but basically was like asking, "Are you a mom? Is this your business?" And if anybody knows my mom in real life, she is literally like an angel on earth. She's just like this sweet little human. And she was the perfect person to go because she also has no fear. So
yes, yeah.
that is
It
exactly
was
how we
perfect.
got connected, was my mom.
Yeah, and what worked out too was I think the weekend before you were at Raising Sunshine at
Right.
Erin's event the day before that. So I had seen you on Erin's Instagram and I was like, oh, I know her. I
Yes.
haven't met her because I was at the event the next day, but I was like, that's the other super cool part is these circles that we run in. I always rave about Erin from Raising Sunshine, and I say if anybody knows her or is connected to her, they are somebody I want to be connected to, not for my own benefit as far as business wise, but just as far as sounds super cheesy, but as far as like my heart wise. Like that's a mom I want it. That's a person, if Erin approves, that's a person I want to be connected to because they're a good person too.
For sure.
Like attracts like, and I really she's very good at curating good people in her circle.
Yeah, she's very, very sweet. And you know, for everybody at home, we're talking about vendor events. And most likely when you start doing vendor events in towns near you, especially in your counties, you're going to start noticing the same moms. And I think, we talk about this a lot on here on building your own community and being in a room of like-minded women who are going after it, because then you're going to go after it more. And making these connections is so cool because anybody listening, you've heard this a couple of times. I've teamed up with a bunch of these different vendors for my book launches. And that's why I go to these vendor events. It's not for the money hungry mama, even though this is amazing community and I'm getting people now because of doing these vendor events. But this was the first year I went in on doing vendor events for my children's books. And let me tell you, it is incredible all around. You're making money, you're getting your name out there, you're putting your product out there, and you're meeting other like-minded people. And I think that is the most valuable thing from all of this.
Yes. Yes. And one of the so everybody keeps asking me, "Oh, do you have an Etsy? Are you going to go on Etsy?" And
Yeah.
I have zero desire to go on Etsy because it takes out the personal, and everything I make is made to order. It's custom, it's personalized. I ask questions down to what does the nursery look like? What is the baby shower theme? Like everything to make sure it is as tailored to the baby or the mom or whatever whoever the gift is for. And when you put that on a platform like Etsy, yes, you're reaching more people, but that personal touch to it goes away because of that back and forth communication that could take a little bit longer to get a response. Where
Yeah.
everything I do is through Instagram and I'm texting back and forth with people and messaging back and forth. Do you like this? Do you like this? I don't think there has ever been a person that I've just been like, here you go, take it. It's always like, do you like this? Do you approve of this? Can I fix anything? And I make sure that they love it as much as I do. And I never make anything that I don't want myself.
Yeah.
Selfishly.
No, for sure. For sure. I feel like,
Yeah.
you know, it's funny because you and Christy are going to air on the same week. And for everybody listening, I interviewed them both tonight. Like they're both and the same night. I found out right after that they knew each other and that they're going to an event. So you're going to be watching them and their reels and their takeover together. But it's really cool because she was saying the same things of like being very um intentional with her messaging, and very like, and I think social media does that, right? Like, how many conversations somebody can have just on social media with people that they've never met in real life. Some of my best friends I will never meet because they are all over this globe.
There's one customer that I have that is not even a customer anymore. She's I consider her a friend. And she actually came to see me at the event that we met at for the first time we met in person. But I was one of the first people to find out she was pregnant when she was unexpectedly pregnant again. We have been praying for her baby because her baby is just this little fighter. And when all things were pointing to like the worst, this little girl has just kept fighting. And it has just been so special because now I'm like, hey, can I be her godmommy? Like, I'm like, and it's just a person that I would never in a million years have met. But because of the connection and the ability to interact on social media and on Instagram and place the orders that way, I get to see these babies on a daily basis with the pacifier clip that I made them, or playing with the rattle, or I get to see the mom posting a selfie and her bag charms dangling on her purse. Like it's just that to me is way more lucrative than whatever I could be making automatically from PayPal on Etsy.
For sure, for
Yeah,
sure. And
yeah.
sometimes I think you're kind of explaining this, which is so amazing because, you know, Money Hungry Mama is so many things, but what I'm getting from you is also finding yourself again and becoming Jessi and making connections and making, being outside of just being a mom, you're also building yourself back up to being who you were prior. And I think that's beautiful. Just like
It
hearing you
is.
talk is just beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's definitely one of the I know one of the questions you had to ask me prior to it when I was about what I struggle with the most. And one of is that imposter syndrome because I'm like, who am I to think that I can stand at this table and sell my stuff? Who am I to be a content creator? Like
I know.
little do people know that while I'm creating content, my kids are eating dinner at the kitchen table, or like even right now, somebody is frying upstairs and dad has to go in and help. But it's like, who do I think I am?
It's
What?
crazy. Imposter syndrome is honestly like a
Mhm.
disease. It just it can make you just like stop altogether. It can make you throw in the towel. It can totally take over, but at the same exact time, just listening to you, you took a chance on you and your LML beads, and why not you? I think the narrative
Why
we have
not me?
is, why not? Why not you? Why not me? Why not anybody listening? you got to change that narrative for
Yeah.
sure. For sure. Now, getting back to your
Yeah.
business a little bit. Um,
Uh-huh.
okay, so this was one of my biggest things. Okay, guys, here's another one. You're gonna hear Chrissy's episode the same. This was another failed side hustle of mine. And the main thing
Uh-oh.
was I had tried the silicone beads and I just was very nervous about how to make it so they were safe. So can you
Yes.
talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so a lot of it is testing it as I make it.
Yeah.
One of the big tricks of the trade, and I'll give my trick away, is you use a lighter to fuse the nylon string.
Oh,
So you're fusing the knot, so the knot's less likely to get pulled apart. And like I said, I would never sell anything I wouldn't want to buy myself. I also would never give somebody something I wouldn't give my own child.
yeah, for
So
sure.
that was a big thing. And actually, um, yes, accidents happen, and it's a
Oh,
big
anything.
responsibility.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just, yeah, the safety aspect of it is I will literally hand it to my husband and say, "Can you pull this as hard as you can and see if it breaks?" And if it doesn't, then I'm like, "Okay, we're good."
Wow. Okay. So, little story time. Why I was doing this and I loved it. And the same thing as you is like I wanted to create something. I loved the different colored beads. I thought they were so cute. I
Yeah.
will never forget. I had made one. I was so excited. I gave it to Noah. Noah was about 1 year old. And within
No.
seconds, the beads were everywhere. And I was like,
Oh, no.
God, fail, fail,
Yep.
fail. I was like, I
So
think I try
we've
again.
as far as I know, we've had one casualty, and it has not a
No, no,
child.
no. Yes, yes, yes. Not casualty. One breakage. One breakage.
No, one pacifier clip breakage in hundreds and hundreds, and it was my own sister's children, and they were fighting over the pacifier clip.
Oh,
So, it was not a newborn baby or an infant, it was 2 toddlers fighting over a passy clip, and somehow they managed to pull it hard enough.
oh yeah.
And
They have
I
the strength of 10 men.
and again, the best part though is when I'm doing what I'm doing and the connections I have with people, if something was to go wrong, I will remake you another one.
Yeah.
Like, I will call me up, like, if something breaks, if you lose a bead, if it pops off, like, whatever it is, let me know. We'll make you a new one because that's what I'm here for. Like, you spent your money and I'm going to make sure that you got what you paid for. And, but yeah, so safety wise, it is a bigger responsibility and probably a bigger risk. And that's why there's less people out there
100%.
doing it,
100%.
but everything is quite literally, if I would not give it to my 11
Oh, for sure.
month old or my at the time 2 month old, I wouldn't be giving it to your child either. And
Oh, for sure.
I can vouch for that.
Mhm.
And I say all the time, like anything, just watch your kid. We're
Yeah.
parents, we
100%.
like, so that's the other part that I feel more comfortable too
Mhm.
at where I'm doing it more personally and one-on-one with people because there's that open line of communication
For sure.
if there are ever issues that I can fix for them. But
No,
yeah, it's a lot of my very strong husband pulling and tugging things.
that is so cool. And honestly, that's literally, I mean, you guys know I've tried close to 30 side hustles at this point, and this was one of them. And I literally gave it to my son, and within minutes, every single bead was on the floor. And I was like, that's it, wrap it up, sell the beads. This
Yeah,
isn't gonna work.
and I mean, I don't know. I should share it. So one of the things I did learn from it is uh, language is a very specific thing when it comes to this as well. When I market it, they're rattled. So we nothing is marketed as being put in a child's mouth,
Yeah.
essentially. We don't use the T word.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for
when we
sure.
talk about when we talk about it, and so that was very interesting. That was one thing that Etsy was very helpful with, was learning and looking how people sell it on Etsy and how they market it and how their verbiage, like what words they use to describe what they're selling. And that was that was a main reason why I had to adjust my language when I advertised it. And also a huge reason why I became an LLC was to have something to, just God forbid.
No, 100%. You definitely need that security for everybody listening that is trying to scapegoat. I understand it. Sure,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. But I promise you, if you go to your state's website, it's like
Yeah.
$67, right?
Mhm.
Even if
Oh
that's
yeah.
7 days of not getting Starbucks, to just put that money aside to get this LLC, you are protected.
Yeah.
People aren't coming for
Mhm.
your money. It's through your business for whatever the case may be, right? Just to make sure that you are protected.
Exactly.
I think that's so
Yeah. And I was, again, the imposter syndrome was like, why would, who am I to be an LLC? This is just a craft,
yeah.
but it is so easy to just file for it.
Huh?
And yeah, now maybe I have to do my taxes a little bit better and pay attention. But it covers your butt.
It
It
definitely.
covers your butt, it protects your business no matter what you do, because anything can happen with anything you sell, any service you do.
Yeah.
There's there could always be somebody who just wants to ruin it for you.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
we talk a lot about, the great things of being in business, but there's always, to every great, there's always a down, and
ex
it's not guaranteed it's going to happen to you, but just have yourself set up for
yeah,
that success of being like, okay, it's
exactly.
not coming after me. I think that that is something that is
Yeah.
so important. So
Yeah, well,
important.
you don't not insure you don't have health insurance for your kids. You take care of your kids. You make sure that, God forbid something happens, you have something to take care of your children and your family and your finances that way. So it's just as important to do that, for even if it's a side hustle, just to have something.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, can you walk us through how you come up with some designs? Are they always client inspired? Do you do seasonal, inspired by your own? What do you kind of do here?
So most of, like I said earlier, so most of it is somebody will just message me and be like, I need a passy clip for a girl. This is her name. And then I'll ask questions like, what's the baby shower theme? What's the nursery look like? What is the mom like? Like they'll give me a general idea of colors. A perfect example is I just made a pacifier clip for a baby shower. It's a little cutie on the way, and the pacifier clip is actually, the focal bead is a little orange or clementine,
Oh, cute.
and the colors are like a sagey green and orange, and it has the little girl's name on it. So things like that, where
Very
it's
sweet.
yeah, it's very sweet. And or it could be like, oh, we're Yankees fans. Can you do blue and white and gray? Or I just made one for a little boy whose big brother goes to Auburn. So it's got a tiger on it, and it's navy blue and burnt orange. So just those little things
Yeah.
that you can't get if you go to Marshall's or Target or Amazon, because number one, their name's on it, but number two, it matches, like, so my son Mac is the most trendy pacifier clip holder ever, because quite literally he has a different passy clip for every occasion. So Memorial Day, he had an American flag one. My husband just graduated from Canine Trader Academy, so he's got a police car on his passy clip for the graduation. Like, so Mac is always decked out and on
Love
brand and on theme, because his mom just will sit and make him his own passy clips for any occasion. But yeah, so essentially, it's a mixture of collaboration with the
it.
customer, which I love because I want them to have input, because it's their money that they're spending and they're trusting me with
Sure.
this. And it's also my recommendations too. One thing that I really pride myself in is, unless someone specifically asks me to, no two things are ever the same. So unless somebody says, I want that pacifier clip, or I want, like right now with the end of the school year, there's a lot of teacher gifts that people are asking for. Unless somebody specifically says, I want that bookmark or I want that teacher charm, everything is different. Every single thing I've made could be similar, but I try to do a different spin on it so nobody's walking around with the same thing.
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Now, do you ever collaborate with other either local creative moms or, brands, things like that?
I have I'm trying to think. So for a little while I was doing I we try to collaborate as far as like giveaways. We have like I keep saying we have this small business mom
Yeah.
circle. Christy from the Timeless Threads and I we did not know each other before we started our businesses. We were connected through essentially I wanted her product and she wanted my product. And then we realized that our babies are 4 weeks apart, and she's got 3 kids. I've got 3 kids. So our collaborations, there's been collaborations with a couple. I'm trying to think. Right now, I'm collaborating with Love Lit Mobile Bookstore.
Cute.
So Jamie, who she just started a mobile bookstore, so she drives around and she's got a trailer, and in the back of the trailer is this gorgeous, so aesthetically pleasing bookstore, and
Very.
it's all romance novels. So she has a bunch of my bookmarks, and she's selling my bookmarks out of her bookstore. So we've had that. I've done like teacher gift end of the year or Christmas gift kind of or holiday gift kind of stuff where somebody will make one product and I'll do a product and we'll put it together. So, I mean, that's definitely something I want to keep doing more. I have one small business mom friend, she owns a soft play company, and she would give the first birthday parties rattles from me as a gift from her. So I would actually fit the theme of the birthday party to match the rattles. So, yes, to answer your question
I
in
love
so
it.
many ways, there have been little collaborations everywhere and they just keep growing with the connections I keep building because I'm just like, hey, I have this, you have that. Let's work together. Let's make this happen.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I love that so much. And it's so funny. This is why I love these conversations. And for everybody listening, like, honest to goodness, if you go back and you listen to all of these episodes, you are learning things for your own business. No matter what the person's business is, you're learning marketing, you're learning business. Because right now, Jessi just talked about giveaways and they have never even crossed my mind. And
Really?
immediately when we're done, I'm going to be asking her to do a giveaway.
Yeah.
So like this is
Yeah.
literally it's just crazy how much I've learned even doing this. Even though I've been in business for 5 years, like listening to all of you, you had just have such great insight on different things that you're doing that I've yet to try. I
Yeah,
love
and
that.
our motivators behind it are can be all be so different too.
For sure.
Some people giveaways are to get more followers. Some people giveaways are to get their stuff out there. Full disclosure, and again, listening to Stina's podcast with you when she was talking about, and I'm sure there's a pattern of moms and women having such a hard time being paid for their services because you
Yeah.
just we have such a hard time valuing or putting a price tag on our value.
100%.
If I could, I would just give my stuff away
Yeah,
because I love doing it so much. So I love doing the giveaways because I just love making them. And if there's a lull in business or like there's something I've been wanting to do for so long, like why don't I just put it in a giveaway and then I can get it out there that way? And that's one more person who has my pieces out there in the world. And that means a lot to me,
for sure.
more so than my bank account at this point.
Yeah, I love that. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's so true. It's so true. I think as moms too, we're just wired to be helpers. Like
Yes.
we're wired to want to just make people happy and do things. And it's just, I think that that's beautiful. Like if you're thinking of that way too, that giveaway is just a way to give it. Like literally That must be a
Yeah,
love thing,
giving it
giving.
more hands.
Love it.
It's, I mean, for you, books in hands, that's
Yeah,
what matters. Books in hands.
100%.
And same thing, if just in people's hands, that's why I'm doing it. It's to make people happy too and give them something pretty to look at and make, and yeah, it feels good to see really cute babies with my rattles and passy clips like pop up in my Instagram stories. But yeah, it's just it's not like that was the hard part about doing this podcast and knowing that I deserved to be on it
Absolutely.
was because it for me it isn't about paying my bills or like I joke and say I'm spoiled or like but I am very fortunate to have a hobby become a business
Mhm.
and and it's nice to just keep doing what I'm doing.
For sure.
And if it went away tomorrow, it doesn't matter. I'd still make the stuff for people. Like
Yeah,
that's what's so great
because you
is
love it.
just it's so much more gratifying what has come from it outside of the financial part. And I think that's important for anybody with their own business to at the end of the day be doing what they love to
For
do
sure.
so much. It's not about the paycheck.
No, I love that your and Christy's episode are coming out on the same exact week because we just talked about, she stays up till 3 a.m. Like it needs to be a passion. It needs to be something that you genuinely like doing. Like
Yeah.
I talk about well by then it'll be out. I have the book coming out and in there I say, like turn it into me time. Turn your business into me time. Like make
Yes.
it be something that you love so much that you enjoy doing it.
Yeah,
Like,
I literally at night after the boys go to bed and my husband and I sit on the couch to watch TV, when I mainly will say to him first, I just need to pull some beads. And it's just pulling some beads, putting some colors together and seeing them together. It's just so relaxing and it's just yeah, it's what's the saying about busy hands make
yeah.
like calm the mind? It's nice to have your hands and your brain connecting to something outside of your brain can't think about more than one thing at a
Yeah.
time. So if I'm thinking about what colors look pretty together, I'm not freaking out about what am I doing for dinner
Yeah.
tomorrow? Or I have to go to the grocery store, or how am I getting all three of them out the door on time to school tomorrow? Like that is not a worry for a second when I'm pulling beads and being creative and making something pretty.
No, I love it. I love it. Now, what is one piece of advice that somebody would normally have to pay for, but you're willing to give today for free?
That's a really good one. I think to just stick with the theme and uh, to be kind of cheeky about it, it would be advice that I actually paid my therapist for, which would be to find your own identity. And when you want to be seen, it's okay to find a way for people to see you and that you are more than mom, and being a mom is amazing.
It is.
I'm gonna cry.
That shit
Being a mom is my favorite thing in the whole entire
whole
world,
world.
but it's nice to be Jessi again too.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
chills. Chills. Oh
Yeah.
my
So
gosh.
I would totally say just make sure that when it is the hardest thing to do to find time for yourself, and but as soon as you see you for you, then you're fine. You other people will see you for you too.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I love this conversation today because you know, we come on here and obviously the last question is the most important question for sure, but you have brought such a sense of more to it, right? Like
Mhm.
we all want what's best for our kids. And you know what, let me let you answer it first before I go into
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
little let me get on my soapbox over here. What does being a money hungry mama mean to you?
So being a money hungry mama means to me having the ability to be the best mom that I can be for my boys. And with that comes an my identity. And if the perks of it is that I can pay for a trip to Disney now,
Yes.
then so be it. But yeah, being a money hungry mama is just, to me, is making waking up every day being really happy with who I am. And by doing that, by having LML beads, by being a mom, by having a purpose outside of my children, I by growing my friendships with building a tribe of moms that we all have something, our core values are very, very similar. All of that has is what being a money hungry mama is, because it's just, yeah, I get to be the best mom, the best wife, and the best Jessi now, and a best friend, because I'm doing something I've never done before, which is having something that's my own.
My goodness. Yeah, I mean that was gonna be on like the soapbox situation. Like, yes, everybody listening, we're either working hard or you're thinking about working hard. We
Yeah.
either found an answer or you're trying to find your answer. And whatever side of the fence that you're on, I think, Jessi, what you brought today was so much more than that because, it's so inspiring to hear how you're talking about finding your identity and you brought something into this conversation today that's not just about building your business and doing a hobby that you love. It truly is about something that you lost in yourself and you found
Yeah.
it by getting
Yeah.
back into your money hungry
Yeah.
mama era. And that's,
Exactly. Yeah, it's you
beautiful.
didn't I didn't know it was missing. I thought I was great. I thought I was fine. I didn't know I was missing
Hmm.
out on something until I started doing this. And then I realized this is awesome. I'm talking to people more, I'm connecting to people more. I walk into a coffee shop and I'm talking to the people behind the counter. I'm talking to the people that who own the place, and I'm connecting with the people, and I'm putting myself out there, but I'm also growing these really cool relationships where I'm not just networking with somebody to use them to like get ahead. I really want these connections because at the end of the day, the money is nice. Being a money hungry mama is amazing to be able to take my kids to Disney,
Yeah,
but it's also amazing to be this to be Jessi from LML Beads and not just mom.
I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. Jessi, where can our listeners support you?
So right now you can DM me on Instagram at LML Beads. And that is where you can place orders and message me and chat with me, and we can come up with ideas together. I'm also always popping up at some local events. If you're from the area or in Monmouth County, New Jersey, I'm at a lot of events this weekend, or this will probably be posted by the time it's up, but I'll be at a summer kickoff event in Colts Neck. The Mom with Moms events are amazing at Bell Works. So I'm always adding something to my small business bucket list. And yeah, I would love to create something with you guys. So feel free to DM me on Instagram and let me know you saw me on the Money Hungry Mama podcast.
It's a mouthful. It's a
It's
mouthful.
past my bedtime.
Oh my goodness. Jessi, thank you so much for being on.
Thank
Honestly, you shed
you.
a ton of light on something that was just so
Thank you.
beautiful to hear in a different spin. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Talk to you later.